What's going on YouTube? This is Bonanza86, live once again. And yes, I am wearing my Redskins cap to commemorate the official start of the season. Redskins, very good job defeating the New Orleans Saints 40-32. I know it's only the first game, but I'm a bit cynical because usually Redskins always start off great, just like last season, 3-1. And then they tanked. So, like I said, it's only the first game. I'm going to see how it panders out after a few more weeks. But that's not what I want to talk about. This week, in the Bond the Cynic edition, I would like to refer to an article that I just happened to come across from Nicole Bitchie's website. And it is called Chili Answers the Question, would you date a man that makes less than you? And here is a snippet of her response. Chili's response, mind you. I'm very picky. I guess you want to call it that. Here's my issue with dating down. It sounds bad. It makes us seem shallow. The problem with dating down, I think that for a female, no matter how much money you make or not, every woman wants to feel like a princess. You know, I don't look for a guy to pay my bills. I can pay my own bills. I can do a lot of things for myself. Thank God I've been blessed. But I would love to go on a date with a guy and he pays for it, or we go on a trip together, and if I have to pay half, then I need to go on that trip with my girlfriend, not a dude. I'm just saying. And then Nicole Bitchie goes on to say, ladies, are you feeling Chili's response? Now, mind you, Nicole Bitchie is gearing for the female readers of her site. Now, I can understand where she's coming from, because this opinion is coming from a female who has been in the music business since the early 90s, amassed several multi-platinum plaques, won MTV Awards, won a few Grammys, a very established star in her own right. I can understand that. But here's where my cynicism kicks in. Chili, you're over 40 years old, okay? Now, I don't know about you, and I'm not quite sure if am I right to say this, but I don't know of dudes who are checking for women in your age bracket. You understand what I'm trying to say? You're not that fertile. Just be blunt. You're not that fertile. You know, when women get older, they have less eggs. You know, men want women who are young, fertile, usually in the late teens. I'm talking about 18 plus. And then they go up to perhaps the mid-20s, maybe to the late 20s. I'm talking about in that age bracket. That's where the women are most sought after. In that age bracket. At least that's what I believe. So you, a woman who's in her early 40s, and even I'll admit, you've aged much better than a lot of 40-year-old women that I know. But for you to come out with this response does seem pretty shallow. Because you're 40. And I don't even understand why your opinion even matters. Because you're 40. 40 plus. Doesn't fucking matter. Anyway, it all kind of goes back to that chivalry thing, you know? Mark Rudolph said, when a man and a woman go on a date, a man has to pay for it, yada, yada, yada. But I mean, if you want to get to the point of gender equality, then why can't both the man and the woman pay for their own meals? You know, go Dutch. But in this case, where Chili's coming from, she's saying, well, women want to feel like a princess. Okay, I can understand where you're coming from. Women want to be treated special. But it can't be one-sided. Okay? So you treat a woman like a princess, what does the guy get in turn? Nothing? Well, if that's the case, then I really don't see the point of even intermingling with you, even getting involved with you, because I don't see anything in it for me. It seems you're reaping all of the benefits. Anyway, back to this whole article. Chili, I have to respectfully disagree. I just cannot get down with your opinion. It just seems very shallow. It just seems very entitled. That's what I want to say. Entitled. Yes, you can pay for your own stuff. That's great. That's wonderful. Now, as far as a man, I mean, I know you don't have one. I mean, Usher was your last opportunity, your last big opportunity, but you wanted to get married. He didn't want to get married. He ended up mingling with Tamika Foster, and that wrangled a lot of feathers too. But you know what? That's rambling for another video. But what I'm trying to say is, Chili, I just cannot agree with what you're saying. And this is another edition of Bond to Cynic. Please like, dislike, leave your comments at the bottom of the video. Tell me what you think. With that being said, I'm Bonanza86, and I gotta answer this phone. Peace out.